morning we're going to do some stretching for our hips and strengthening our breath. Let's start bringing your hands together. Let your shoulders relax. Sit nice and tall. Take a deep breath in through your nose. And exhale. Deep breath in through your nose. As you're doing your breathing, let your shoulders relax, knees relaxed, sit bones drawing towards the floor. Take your arms out to the side. Deep breath in, bring your palms together. Full breath. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, deep breath in. Exhale, down. Inhale, deep breath in. Exhale. One more full breath. Exhale. We're going to twist towards the right. Shoulders relax, hips relaxed. That supportive hand behind you, fingertips or palm to the floor. Just let your head gently turn. And let's twist to the other side. Coming back to the center, interlace your hands, press your palms towards the front. Inhale, lift up. On the exhale, you're going to round. And then from here, keep going. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. Exhale, round. Then from here, take your right hand or left hand to the floor and just stretch to the side. Your forearm can drop down if that's available. Just make sure you're keeping that opposite hip. Don't let it draw off the floor and let it sit back. Keep your neck long. You can look towards the floor as well. And let's go to the other side. Let's come back. Bring your hands towards the floor. You're going to come into a tabletop position. Shoulders tracking over your wrists. Spread your fingers. Make sure you're pressing down underneath the knuckles of your hands. Tuck your toes. You're going to round your back. Inhale. Tailbone tilts up. Heart lifts. Deep breath in. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift. Deep breath in. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift. Deep breath in. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift, deep breath in. Exhale, round. One more time, deep breath in. Tailbone tilts up, heart lifts. Exhale, round back. Untuck your toes, widen your knees a little bit until your toes come to touch, and then you're going to press back towards your heels, stretch your arms forward. Let your head rest towards the floor, coming into your child's pose. You can also bring your palms together and float them behind the back of your head, stretching through your triceps. Take 3 deep breaths here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And release. One more. Deep breath in. Exhale. Walk your hands back. going to extend your right leg back, flex your foot, and then you're going to lift it up, belly engaged, working a little bit of strength. You can hold here or go ahead and extend the opposite arm. Lengthen through your head and your neck. Breathe deeply. Deep breath in. Full breath out. Head long. Watch it doesn't drop off or lift too high here. See if you can keep your bicep with your ear. And then drop it down. And let's switch. Left leg, right arm. Hold it there. Let's try for 5 breaths. Deep breath in. Full breath out. As for the back leg, some people like to tuck that toe. They feel more balanced there. Others like to press the shin to the floor. So you can play around with it, see which one works better for you. Bring your hand back to the floor. Bring your feet wider than your mat, hands behind you. Let your knees and your hips go side to side. Just opening up through the hips here a little. Opening up through your shoulders. You can also press through your hands. Feel the insides of your arms, stretching and stretching through your wrists. One more each side. Let's come back, cross your legs here, or you can sit on your heels, wherever you're comfortable. And then from here, just interlace your hands, and you're just gonna do figure 8s with your wrists, just preparing them for the downward dogs. If you like to lift weights, this is also a good little exercise to warm up your wrists before you do that as well, or even after. Good. Then from here, you're gonna tuck your toes and you're gonna press back to your downward dog. Hands to the floor, tuck your toes, press back. Heels can be off the floor or on the floor. Knees can be bent. What you want to make sure you're not doing is rounding your back or making this into a push-up here, right? So lengthen your back. I'd rather see the knees bent. Then from here, go ahead and pedal your knees right and left. Lengthen through your head and your neck. Spread your fingers, rooting down. Feet are about hip width apart. So if your back's feeling super tight, you can always widen them a little bit more. Then from here, inhale forward into a plank. Hold here. Exhale, press back, downward dog. Inhale forward into your plank. Exhale, press back, downward dog. Inhale forward into a plank. Exhale, press back, downward dog. One more time. Inhale, forward plank. Exhale, press back, downward dog. Walk or step to the front of your mat. Separate your feet. Grab your elbows. Let your head hang heavy. Just sway here, opening up through the backs of the legs. Back to the center. Go ahead and roll your way all the way up to standing. When you couple onto your mat, you can bring your feet together, draw your arms all the way up, grab one wrist, stretch to the side. Lengthen through your body, lengthen through your head and your neck. Deep breath in. Full breath out. Deep breath in. Full breath out. Let's come back, grab hold of the opposite wrist and stretch to the other side. You want to draw this hip, draw it out. Watch that you're not crunching too much into the ribs. Keep nice and long with your length here. Coming back up, you're going to bring your hands behind your lower back, elbows draw back, hips draw forward, and you're going to stretch back, open up through your chest. Take your eyes up. Big breath in. Breathing through your nose and and out through your nose as best you can. Lifting back up, draw your arms all the way up, inhale. Exhale, forward fold, forehead towards your knees. Knees can have softness to them as well. They don't have to be straight. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. You want to find a nice flat back. Hands can be to your shins or they can draw off the floor. Exhale, hands to the floor, step or jump back to your plank. Exhale, down to the floor. Knees can also draw down. Inhale, lift, upward dog. Exhale, press back, downward facing dog. Come up onto the balls of your feet, bend your knees, step or jump to the front. Root down through your feet, hands out. Inhale, lift all the way up, palms to touch. Exhale, hands down to the center. Inhale, deep breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen, flat back. Exhale, hands to the floor, step back to your plank. Exhale, down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, press back, downward dog. Pedal your knees again, right and left. Step, hop, or jump to the front of your mat. Root down through your feet. Hands out. Inhale, lift all the way up. Go again. Exhale, forward fold, forehead towards your knees. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen, flat back. Exhale, hands to the floor, step or jump back to your plank. Exhale, down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, press back, downward dog. Draw your right leg up to the sky. Flex your foot, keep your shoulders square to the front. Hold here, three-legged downward dog. Lower that right foot to the floor and extend your left heel up. Lengthen. Bring that foot back to the floor. Come up onto the balls of your feet, bend your knees. Step or jump to the front, root down. Hands out, inhale, lift all the way up. Palms together. Exhale, hands down to the center. The center of your mat, feet together, sit back into your chair. Weight is in your heels, toes are light. Bring your fingertips together, widen the palms of your hands here. Heart opens, deep breath in. Three more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Make sure you're sitting back. Your legs might feel a little on fire right now. And then go ahead and fold forward, forehead towards your knees. From here, you're going to heel toe your feet out until they're about the width of your mat. Grab hold of your toes with your thumb and your index finger together. Knees don't have to be straight, they can have softness to them. You're going to inhale, lengthen, find a flat back. Exhale, bend your elbows a little more, bring your forehead towards your knees. Hold here and breathe. Knees can be bent, remember. Release your toes, bring your hands out. Belly engaged, inhale, lift. Halfway, belly to spine. Come all the way up, bring your hands together. Exhale, hands down to the center. Moving back into your sun salutations. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold forward, forehead towards your knees. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen, flat back. Exhale, hands to the floor, step back to your plank. Exhale, down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, press back, downward dog. Float your right heel up to the sky. Step it through, warrior one. Left heel presses back on a slight angle. Front knee is bent, tracking over the heel. Arms sweep up. Inhale. Exhale. Keep breathing deeply. In your warrior one, go ahead, bring your hands behind you. Stretch the shoulders back. Lengthen through your head and your neck. You're going to fold forward on the inside. Draw your arms up. Maybe reach them forward. Come on the inside of that thigh. Reach your hands back toward the floor. You're going to step back, downward dog. Float your left heel up. Step it through warrior one. Right heel back on a slight angle. Arms reach up. Arms reach behind. Stretch back. Fold forward. Arms can lift if you like. Maybe reach them over your head. Release your hands to the floor. Step back to your downward dog. Inhale forward into a plank. You're going to draw your right knee over to your right elbow. Hold. Step it back. Left knee over. Press it back. Downward dog. Pedal your knees here, right and left. Keep your neck long here in your downward dog. Then in your downward dog, you're going to inhale forward, come into a plank. You can have your knees off the floor or on the floor for this. You're going to do 5 push-ups, tricep push-ups. Arms draw in. 1. Knees can be on the floor. 2. 3. 4. Last one. Press back. Downward dog. 3 breaths in your downward dog. Or you can take child's pose, press back to your heels, stretch your arms forward. You can take 3 breaths here. Hands to the floor, tuck back, downward dog again. Step or walk to the front of your mat, root down through your feet, hands out, inhale, lift all the way up, bring your palms to touch, exhale, hands down to the center. Inhale, deep breath in, exhale, fold forward, forehead towards your knees. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen, flat back. Exhale, hands to the floor, step back to your plank. Exhale, down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, press back. Downward dog. Float your right heel up. Step it through, warrior one. Adjust your front heel a little bit, come into your warrior two. Hip, knee, and toe facing the same direction. Front heel lines up with the arch of the back foot. Looking out over the front hand. Find a focus point for you. Take your right hand, draw it back, grab hold of your right elbow with your left hand, draw it back, maybe reach back a little, you can look up. Come back to your warrior two, reach your right hand down on the inside, stretch up, look up. That bothers your head and your neck, you can look back towards the floor. Bring your left hand down to the floor. You're going to bring your right hand on the outer side of the right foot. You're going to swivel your hips here. So now you're in a lunge, and you're going to drop the left knee to the floor. Then you're going to take the front left heel, stretch it forward, fingertips to the floor, flat back. You can hold here, or you can bend your elbows and fold forward a little more. Breathe in. You should feel this at the back of the hamstring. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Let's come back, bring that foot to the floor. You're gonna extend the left leg right behind you. Bring your hands on the inside of the right knee. Coming into our dragons or lizards, depending on what practice it is, they call it different things. You can stay here with your palms to the floor. You can also bring that right foot out a little bit so you've got a little more room through that hip. You can drop down onto your forearms if you'd like as well. Lengthen through your head and your neck. Bring your hands back towards the floor. Gently just draw that leg back underneath you. Knees to the floor, tuck your toes, press back, downward dog. Draw your left heel up towards the ceiling. Draw it through, warrior one. Right heel back on a slight angle. Move your left heel slightly, find your way into your warrior two so your hips and your shoulders are facing the same direction. Front heel lines up with the arch of the back foot. I lent my other mat, so I only have one mat here today. Then from here, let's reach that left elbow back, grab your left elbow with the right and stretch back. Come back to your warrior two. And you're gonna reach down, stretch to the side. Make sure you're not resting like this. That defeats the purpose. You wanna work on your core here as well. So you're lengthening, stretching. Bring the hand back down to the floor. You're gonna swivel your right toe so it's the same direction as your hip and your knee. And we're gonna come into our hip stretch here. Palms to the floor, extend that left leg back as far as it'll go. You can untuck the toe as well. You can walk this leg out a little bit, give you a little more room through your hips. Palms or forearms can drop down to the floor. This is actually one that I like to hold a little longer than 5 breaths. Sometimes I'll do 10 breaths. If you come to yin class, we might be doing this for 5 minutes. But there should never be any pain in what you're doing. Walk your hands back. Let's extend that leg out and stretch the hamstring. Fingertips to the floor. You can lengthen, stretch forward. Keep your back nice and long. If you're here and you want to go a little bit further without rounding the back, hinging forward, elbows back, and you can fold forward. Let's lift back up. Gently draw that knee back underneath you. Hands to the floor. Let your hips move side to side, right and left. This should feel really good in opening up your seat muscles, pressing back towards your heels. Then from here, go ahead, tuck your toes, press back again to your downward dog. Pedal your knees again, right and left. From here, you're gonna step or walk to the front of your mat, root down through your feet, hands out, inhale, lift all the way up, palms to the floor, exhale, hands down to the center. One more cleansing breath, deep breath in. Exhale down. Take your right foot for tree, either under the knee or you can draw it above the knee. Hips square to the front, a little bit of an opening through the right hip, but you don't have to exaggerate it. Palms together, press your palms firmly. Another option here is just keeping the ball of the foot on the floor as well. That supportive foot, big toe, baby toe, heel, pressing towards the floor. Let's go ahead and reach our arms all the way up for our tree. Find a focus point. Draw that knee forward, flex the foot. You're You're gonna shoot the heel out, you're gonna pulse it for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Place it back down on the floor. Palms together, exhale, hands down to the center. Tree on the other side. Foot below the knee or above the knee or on the floor. Pressing equally that supportive leg and the foot towards each other, palms together. Reach your arms up. Find a focus point. Draw your knee forward, flex the foot, extend it out, pulse it for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend, place it back down onto the floor, palms together, exhale, hands down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, forward fold, forehead towards your knees. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen, flat back. Exhale, hands to the floor, step back to your plank. You can hold here in a plank or 5 tricep push-ups. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press back, downward dog. Pedal your knees right and left. Float your right heel up towards the ceiling. Step it through right between your hands. This time you're going to leave that back heel off the floor. High crescent lunge, arms up. Inhale. On your exhale, bend your elbows, bend your back knee. Inhale, reach. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Keep your knee bent. Bring your palms together, elbows out. Hinge forward slightly. Level 1, you can stay here. Level 2, you're going to twist. Level 3, maybe wrap that arm around and straighten the back leg. Try and look towards the direction you're twisting. Lengthen through your head. Last option here is stretching the arms open. Bring your palms back together. Come back to the front, stable, come back up. Hands to the floor. Step back. Plank, you can hold here or 5 tricep push-ups. 5. Knees can be on the floor as well. 3, 2, 1. Press back, downward dog. Float your left heel up. Step it through. High lunge, back heel off the floor. Get steady, get stable. Bend your back knee, bend your elbows. Inhale, lift. Exhale. Use your breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Bring your palms together, fingertips together. Draw your elbows out back, knee starts bent. Hinge forward, engage your core. Level 1, stay here. Level 2, twist. Level 3, wrap. Straighten the back leg. Maybe open up your arms and then look to the direction you're twisting. Lengthen through your head and your neck. Bring your hands back together. Stabilize, come back to the center. Hands to the floor. This time take your back foot, step it forward. Heel toe your feet out so they're at the edges of your mat, or maybe they're off the mat for you. Coming into a squat malasana. Palms together. Use your elbows to draw your hips open. Deep breath in. Full breath out. Deep breath in. Full breath out. Then you're gonna take your right hand, walk it towards the center, and you're gonna lift your left arm all the way up. And maybe draw it behind your back. Grab hold of that thigh if it reaches. And gently bring the left hand to the center. Float your right arm all the way up. You can look up if it bothers your neck, look down. And then go ahead and take that elbow, arm, wrap it behind you. Coming back towards the center, you can bring your hands behind you. You're going to extend both legs out to the side. Get comfortable here. Little stretch through the groin and the hips. You're going to stretch towards the side, reach your arm up. If you can grab your toe, grab your toe. Let's go ahead and stretch to the other side. Just go as far as it feels comfortable for you. Yoga should never be painful. So wherever your range takes you, maybe this is as far as you go, and that's fine. And let's lift back up. Let's extend the legs out front. Let your sit bones get comfortable. If you want to sit on a block here or a rolled up towel, sometimes that makes it a little more accessible, a little more comfortable for you. Feet don't have to be forced together either. If you're more comfortable with your feet apart, you can have them here as well. Draw your arms out. First, we're going to come into staff pose. It's a core pose. Shoulders back, palms down, flex your hands. Nice and tall. So you want to keep a nice tall spine here. And notice the effort that it takes to not round in here, not to cave in. Shoulders relaxed. Breathe in. Let's reach your arms forward. Then from here, you're going to hinge forward. Knees might be bent. Maybe you place a towel under your knees here as well. You can grab your toes if you want, lengthen through your back. If you're hinged forward far enough, you're welcome to go a little bit further. You can bring your hands behind your feet and let your forehead relax to the floor. Breathing deeply. So the deeper you breathe, the more you'll start to feel that opening through the muscles, especially along the back here. Let's roll back up. We're going to come down onto your mats this time. One of my favorite stretches for hips are half happy baby. So you can start with your knees bent. You're going to come down onto your back. And we're going to start with the left leg, just because that's the way I'm facing on here. So you're going to grab your left foot, either the toe or the outside of the foot, and you're going to lengthen through your back. Hip draws to the floor. You can also choose to keep the opposite knee bent, or you can straighten it down towards the floor. If this is too much, go ahead and bend it again. You can keep that right hand on your right hip, just to remind that hip flexor to relax. And let's go ahead and switch. Grab the opposite toe or outside of the foot. The knee can stay bent, or you can go ahead and extend it down. Hand can come onto your hip if you'd like. Let's take one more deep breath in. Exhale, bring your knees back towards the center. Hands on your knees, rock side to side on your back. Then from here, you're going to place your feet on the floor. Knees towards the ceiling. You want to bring your hands down to the close to your heels. We're going to come into bridge. You're going to press through your feet, press through your shoulders. There's no weight on your neck. Try and keep your head looking in one direction. And then you're going to think of belly drawing towards the floor, and then your hips lift up. Stage 1 is right here, just feeling that, pulling the pelvic floor in and up. Stage 2, lift your hips. As you're pressing through your feet and your shoulders, your hands can draw underneath. You can use your hands for leverage, shoulders for leverage. Roll them underneath you, lifting your hips a little higher. Keep your chin tucked towards your chest. Breathe deeply. Release your hands, slowly release your shoulders, roll your body back, keep your knees here. Don't bring them into your chest just yet. Take one more deep breath in. Exhale. Second set, press through your feet, lift your hips, hands underneath, roll your shoulders under, chin to your chest. Here, if you'd like as well, if you want to play around a little bit, you're going to lift your heels off the floor. Keep pressing, keep chin to your chest. Lower your heels down. We're going to pulse them, lift them for 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring your heels down. Release your hands, release your shoulders, let your back come down. Bring your knees back in, give them a squeeze, rock side to side. Let your knees fall towards the right, let your arms open, look over your opposite shoulder, coming into a twist. And let's go to the other side. Make sure you twist it out both sides. Come back to the center, feet to the floor. From here, you're going to go ahead and draw your right knee in or left knee. We're going to do both legs and extend the heel up to the ceiling. Reach behind the back, underneath the knee or above the knee. And the opposite leg can either stay bent or you can straighten it. You can also lift your shoulders up and bring your forehead a little closer. This creates any tension in your head and your neck. Bring your head back to the floor. Bend it back in. Go ahead and switch. Bring the knee in. Extend that leg up. Hands under the knee or above the knee, little hamstring stretch. Level 1, you're going to stay here. Hands under, leg extended, one knee bent. Level 2, maybe bring them above the leg, extend the opposite leg, heel down. Last option is lifting up, maybe bring your forehead up. Lower your head down, bring your knee back in. Bring both knees in towards your chest, rock side to side. 2 options here. If you want one more stretch for your hips, bring your feet together, let your hips open, coming into reclined goddess or reclined cobbler. Arms relax down, or if you want to stretch them, you can reach them above your heads. So if that's what you need today is one more stretch to your hips, you're going to hold here. If you feel like you need to work a little more on a little bit of core strength, draw your belly in. You're going to bring your hands behind the back of your head, lift your chest up, and you're going to do some bicycles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Keep going. Keep going. We're halfway there. Ten more. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring your knees in. If you're in reclined gobbler, draw them in as well. Rock side to side. Bring your hands under your knees. Rock on your back. If this bothers your back, just come to standing. Last one. Feet to the floor. Stand all the way up. Come onto your mat. Bring your feet together. Arms reach up. Deep breath in. Exhale, hands down to the center. Deep breath in. Exhale. Inhale, deep breath in. Ending with a sun salutation. Exhale, fold forward, forehead towards your knees. Inhale, halfway, let's lengthen, flat back. Exhale, hand to the floor, step back to your plank. Before we finish off, take your right foot in front of the left. Swivel onto the edges of the feet. Level 1, stay here. Level 2, go ahead and lift up. Keep lifting out of the shoulder, don't sink in. Keep your body long as well. Extended arm down to the floor, come back to a plank. Opposite leg in front. Swivel onto the edges of your feet. Reach that arm up. Look to the floor if you'd like. That extended arm, bring it back to the floor. Come back, knees to the floor. You're back into your child's pose feet, but let your hips go side to side if you like a few times. Or you can press your hips back a few times. Let's bring the legs forward. One more stretch. We're going to hold this for 5 breaths each side. Take your right foot in front of the left. Option A here. Option B, you're going to draw it on top. You're going to make sure you line your feet and your knees up as best you can. You'll feel this through your hips and back through your seat. If you're feeling it in your knee, then take it off and just bring it in front. No pain. Then you're going to walk your hands forward as far as they'll go. Fingertips can root down, lengthen through your body. And we're going to take 5 deep breaths here. Walk your hands back, and we have to do both sides. So this time, let's draw your left leg either in front or on top. Line your toes up. Get comfortable here on your sit bones. Then walk your fingertips forward. 5 breaths here. You're going to feel this right here. Deep breathing. Inhale. Exhale. Again, let's walk your hands back. Bring your knees in. Roll onto your back, all the way down. Extend your legs out front. Arms draw down. Relax here. Lift your shoulders, drop them down. Lift your lower back, lengthen. Close your eyes here. Coming into your Yoga Shavasana. When we think of our Shavasana, it's not so much a relaxation as it is processing. So just letting your muscles, your joints, to just let go and release. Feet, legs, knees, hips, belly, shoulders, arms, fingers relaxed. Release any resistance that you feel. Just let it go. Calm and easy. Be open to receiving. Belly rising and falling gently without force. You're welcome to stay here as long as you'd like today. If you're ready to move, stretch your arms up above your head, stretch your feet. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. A little bit of movement, walk your feet in. You can bring your hands down and roll your way up or to the side. Cross your legs forward, bring your hands together at the level of your heart. Breathe in. And exhale. Deep breath in. Full exhale. One more full breath in. Exhale. Thanks for joining me. I hope you feel rejuvenated, ready to go on with the rest of your day off your mat. Namaste. Peace, love, and joy.